A mud pump has a fluid end, power end, and intake and discharge valves. The fluid end of the pump contains the pistons with liners, which take in and discharge the fluid, or mud. The pump pistons draw in mud through the intake valves and push mud out through the discharge valves. The power end houses the large crankshaft and gear assembly that moves the piston assemblies in the fluid end. Pumps are powered by a pump motor. Large modern diesel-electric rigs use powerful electric motors to drive the pump. Mechanical rigs use chain drives or power bands, belts, from the rig's engines and compound to drive the pump. A pulsation dampener connected to the mud discharge line smooths out surges created by the pistons as they discharge mud. This is a standard bladder-type dampener. The bladder in the dampener body separates pressurized nitrogen gas above from mud below. The bladder is made from synthetic rubber and is flexible. When mud discharge pressure presses against the bottom of the bladder, nitrogen pressure above the bladder resists it. This resistance smooths out the surges of mud leaving the pump. Here is the latest type of pulsation dampener. It does not have a bladder. It is a sphere about 4 feet or 1.2 meters in diameter. It is built into the mud pump's discharge line. The large chamber is full of mud. It has no moving parts, so it does not need maintenance. The mud in the large volume sphere absorbs the surges of mud leaving the pump. A suction dampener smooths out the flow of mud coming into the pump. Crew members mounted on the triplex mud pump suction line. Inside the steel chamber is an air-charged rubber bladder, or diaphragm. The crew charges the bladder about 10 to 15 psi, 50 to 100 kPa. The suction dampener absorbs surges in the mud pump suction line caused by the fast-moving pump pistons. The pistons constantly start and stop the mud's flow through the pump. At the other end of the suction line, a charging pump sends a smooth flow of mud to the pump's intake. When the smooth flow meets the surging flow, the impact is absorbed by the dampener. Workers always install a discharge pressure relief valve. They install it on the pump's discharge side, in or near the discharge line. If for some reason too much pressure builds up in the discharge line, perhaps the drill bit or annulus gets plugged, the relief valve opens. The open valve protects the mud pump and system against damage from overpressure. Some rig owners install a suction line relief valve. They install it on top of the suction line, near the suction dampener. They mount it on top so that it won't clog up with mud when the system is shut down. A suction relief valve protects the charging pump and the suction line dampener. A suction relief valve usually has a 2-inch or 50 millimeter seat opening. The installer normally adjusts it to a 70 psi or 500 kPa relieving pressure. If both the suction and discharge valves failed on the same side of the pump, a high backflow or a pressure surge would occur. The high backflow could damage the charging pump or the suction line dampener. The discharge line is a high-pressure line through which the pump moves mud. From the discharge line, the mud goes through the standpipe and rotary hose to the drill string equipment.